Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and happy Sylvie Day. It's not a real day, but, I'm sure you guys have an idea of what's going on, and if you don't, that's also why I'm here to talk about that in today's video. Maybe this is a precursor for, Loki Season 2, which is already coming out now, right? Actually, I need to renew my Disney Plus subscription, but, Oh, we can't go like a couple of days even without something screwing up in this game. But this time we finally get something in the player's favor, and they didn't pull it. Now the reason, we'll get into the nitty gritty of this. I don't think they could have, because the last time we had a strike pass problem or a battle pass problem was the 7-star Spider Weaver. Some of you might remember that. And the reason was for that, because they couldn't pull it. And the same thing is happening again here. We're going to get into more detail, so if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. So I pointed this out to my Discord yesterday afternoon when this went live. Now, I wasn't sure, of course, what was going to happen necessarily. There's a couple of things going on here that I want to talk about. One is there's a new battle pass, right? There's a new battle pass structure. It was mentioned in the blog post on Friday that they were going to do some revamping of it. They were going to add some more relevant resources that are more up to standards, including Blue 5. I don't know if there's Blue 4, but there's Blue 5 ions, or there's supposed to be, and Gold, and more shards, of course. Now, this is also battle pass number 50 now. I don't know if Decimal Dave or whoever is back and he did this, but what happened is everything on the bottom is in 50. Now, that's great for the 50 Sylvie shards. That's amazing. What's a little bit effed up is that anyone who decides to pay for it, I think this is supposed to be flipped around. Or at the bare minimum, I believe that maybe it starts at 15, but I thought that the free pass is like 10 per section of the pass. I don't quite remember, but anyways, the free section is supposed to total to 50. I'm almost certain, and I think that these are maybe flipped around, or at least the 50, maybe it wasn't even 50. Whatever it's supposed to be, is more on the top. So we have the 50 and 500 power cores, but then basically things start to get messed up. We have 50 Blue 1 ions. We have, I mean, I guess I'm going to have to claim this, 50 Blue 5 ions. I was kind of like afraid to click on it because I wasn't sure what they were going to do. But I strongly believe that, so this is 4, that's 5 actually, now that I think about it. So I think that there's going to be some compensation down the road. What exactly we will get, I don't know. And this will depend on, I don't even know what this is supposed to look like. So there's gold here. How much are we actually supposed to get free to play? Is it 50K? Is it 500K? Like, honestly, I don't know. Same with the Blue 4 and the Blue 5 ions. I'm not exactly sure what was meant to be here in the first place. Were we supposed to get 50 silver promos and 50 dark promos? Was it supposed to be different? I mean, it actually doesn't seem that bad of a track when you look at it, at least from a free-to-play value. I've kind of bypassed a little bit, but the paid pass, if this is accurate and how it's supposed to be, doesn't look too terrible, other than I don't really know what's accurate when it comes to the shards. And in the free-to-play track, we're going to get 200 Sylvie shards, completely free-to-play, because of their F-up. So the problem is like with the Spider Weaver mess up for, I don't know, when was that, like a year ago? When problems occur in the passes, I'm almost 99% sure that they can't pull it. There's a technical reason, a user interface reason why it would just kind of break the game, and they'd rather just not do that, and so they leave it up. This is what happened with the Spider Weaver. They didn't pull that either, which gave an instant 7-star, basically, as a result of that. There is some other decent things here in the pass. Even actually, you know what? I got to admit, even for the paid, it's not terrible. The amount of gold that you'll get a little bit extra, but I forget where it is. There's a lot of dark, maybe I already passed it actually. There's a lot of dark promo credits. And that's something that is quite valuable, I think, these days. I think there was some at the beginning, and I think there's more maybe down here towards the end, 625. So there's a total of 1,250 dark promo credits for the paid track. And again, I don't know if this is meant to be 50. 50 doesn't seem like a lot for the final free-to-play track. that's like a couple of red star orbs. So I'm hoping that's not actually what it is, but I'm not. But these ones actually aren't terrible. The G17s, I'm thinking this is flipped around, 25-25 maybe on the free track, and then 50-50 is supposed to be up here on the paid track. So I think that people, other than the dark promo credits, I think people who maybe buy the strike pass or the battle pass this time around is probably not getting what you're supposed to be getting in terms of that. I probably would refrain from it unless you really want the dark promos. Then you can pay $20 US or whatever for the 1250 dark promo credits. That might actually have some good value if you're looking to upgrade some characters, especially with Apocalypse coming out in the Red Star store for dark promos later on this week, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen. But boy, talk about a major screw up in Scopely's, in the player's favor. And very rare is it in the player's favor and it gets left up. Almost always it gets pulled. You know, they do this knee-jerk reaction where shit hits the fan and then they pull it only to then have to compensate it later. You know, that's the MO for Scopely. Anyone who's played this long enough knows that usually when stuff goes wrong, they react quickly sometimes, and then they pull it, and then they just have to send out stuff later because some people took advantage of it and some people didn't. So 200 Sylvie shards is absolutely insane. And the reason for this is because, well, this is going to get me a 6-star Sylvie now. I have 150 left to claim, so that's going to give me on my way to 7-star. But the release method for Sylvie was the month long of, I forget which month now. But anyways, the point is that we didn't even get a 4-star in that month long. And now we're getting 200 for free, which is just over a 4-star. My question is, and this is a question for you all in the community, is this the same strike pass in terms of the shards that you guys see at lower levels? Do you have any alt accounts that you could check? Are you yourself, are you guys lower level? I'm curious because there is different tiers in the battle. I'm almost certain there's different tiers in the battle pass. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just the strike pass. I thought that there was also tiers in the battle pass as well. So I'm not sure if all of them are screwed up or just the one that we see here up at the top is screwed up. I'd be interested to know in the comments down below if you have something different than what you're seeing here on the track. But either way, there's, you know, lots more teal gear, teal catalysts, which are very important, which we'll actually, we'll be talking about in tomorrow's video. And if you aren't aware, there's actually a website on the Scopely help desk. It's talked about known issues. This doesn't get updated very frequently. However, this was actually updated very quickly after the Sylvie problem, and you can see it here, Sylvie Battle Pass free rewards, and actually they talk about it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There is an issue with the Sylvie Battle Pass where the free rewards are giving 50 of everything, even Sylvie shards, and we're going to leave it as it is. The team will discuss and investigate if compensation will be necessary. If so, you'll eventually receive it in your inbox. My guess is that's in relation to the stuff we saw, the blue 4 ions, the blue 5, the gold. The gear might be fine, but I think there's some swapping going on between the free track and the paid track. I think we're definitely getting more than, at least in those category of items, than we should be getting. It's marked as solved, but of course, what are we missing out on? I mean, you'll see some other ones that are in here too. Golden opportunity. I like that they just not an issue. So you guys might have remembered that the gold milestone was running in conjunction with the gold dimension milestone for like 2 days, and then they dropped it. They didn't end up really doing anything about that, but yeah, just not an issue. I mean, it was, they just didn't want to admit it, but we got free stuff. Calendar, I'm not sure what some of the other ones are. Calendar issues on the web, and the incursion campaign crashing, and can't find blitz opponents under investigation. So I guess that's like the stuff that they work on before the next patch kind of thing to solve any potential bugs that are out there. Anyways, I'm really happy that, yeah, we should all be happy. And if you aren't getting the Sylvie shards in the bottom track, please let me know. Then maybe you're not so happy, because this is going to make a pretty big difference. Now, if you miss, you know, the Bifrost team a little bit, then at least this will give you a pretty good leg up with Sylvie, who probably would have been a really rare character to get. I think a lot of people were thinking that Sylvie is like the Agatha of Bifrost. They were going to make it a lot more difficult to get shards for her because she didn't even get a 4-star in her month-long event. So I don't know who is supposed to replace, who's in the Icarus in the 2% thing. It's Kang. Honestly, I thought it was going to be Vol. but maybe they were holding for Sylvie. Who knows? Their plans are probably changed now, whatever it is, you know, whenever that comes to pass. But yeah, that's really interesting. And the other part of that, of course, is related to Cosmic Crucible, because we have that ongoing right now, of course, and we have that every single week now. There is only less than a month, 24 days left of this, and we don't know how that's going to go, you know, later on. But of course, we have the multiversal, sorry, Radon Crucible. I don't know why I said Multiversal Warriors. That's the season. The Bifrost room in room number 2. Everyone knows about this, and a lot of this comes down to having a big Vol or Sylvie. Namely, if you can kill Sylvie, you're in a better position. If you can't kill Sylvie, you're in a bit of a rough position. So now everyone's going to have 1 or 2 more stars on Sylvie than they would before, meaning that she's going to be harder to kill. Maybe you might see this might be impactful for you when you're going up against them. But everyone, at least by the end of the next 2 weeks, is going to have 200 more shards for Sylvie, making this room a little bit more challenging than it was before, in my opinion, for those who are using them, which is most people, I think, using Bifrost here in the Cosmic Crucible defense room. Interesting stuff anyways, but at least we got to benefit from this. How this kind of plays out later down the line, there is this this line of thinking that when the players get something good, they end up punishing us later with something else. Possibly, they might end up making Sylvie so hard to farm or never farmable after this, because what's the point? We just got 200 for free. So punishing, of course, newer players and anyone who comes after us. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on that as well. But otherwise, that's going to be the end of this video. We're just doing a quick recap here today. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see y'all later. And I may do an update. Of course, we have the, you know, that event. The event that's supposed to start later on today. And there's going to be some updates regarding the official campaign energy to currency ratio when that goes live at 2 p.m. So keep an eye out on the Discord channel if you want to get all of the latest information on that. So that's going to be it, everyone. Oh my god, I can't even talk. So until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Well, I'm signing out.